Kedu ka eme? Um, ebe ọ bụla isi ege ntị, I greet you today, and I want you to know that you are really welcome to um, our live program. Today is a great day, and I'm going to do what I know how to do best. I am streaming live from 4 social media platforms. It's not gonna be easy. I'm going to stay long. I'm sorry for the glitch in communication. I have been troubled lately. And I'm going to serve you to the best of my ability today. Okay? I am streaming live from Facebook. I'm streaming live from Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Like I said earlier, it's not gonna be easy, but it's a job that we must do, and we will do it gallantly. I have been on the road. I have been on the road for the past. I've been on the road for the past 2 weeks. One problem or the other, but I'm not complaining. Kenji bulu mmadụ arụ na-afụzi m ụfụ. So I don't like using the word I'm stranded because atụfugo m isi na ndị stranded. So I'm just troubled. So for whichever social media platform you are seeing me, be it Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, I am Mazi Dibia, the teaching magnet. Abụ Mazi Dibia oji nkuzi eme ọjị aka ji ọfara ofu ya na ndụ. And it's a pleasure having you. And today, it will be very wonderful if you pay attention. I am sorry that I'm not in the studio. I just go their room to do this. I'm not in the studio, so you may not really have the best production, but just manage it and we will be fine. Today, first of all, mma asụ ya n'Igbo. Mụnwa bụ Maazị Dibia bụ onye Nando ka m bụ. And the fact na m bụ onye Nando tells that na enwelu several things dị n'ọdịnala that I can be able to speak to you as an authority. For those on Facebook, I would sincerely want you to indicate if your connection is good. Those on YouTube, indicate if your connection is superb. Those on TikTok, indicate if your connection is superb. And those on Instagram, indicate if your connection is superb. It's not easy doing this, trying to galvanize the message of awakening is not an easy job. Like I always say, if I venture into comedy, it would have been easier. Or if I choose to be a pastor, it would have been an easier job. But I choose to do this because this is the right time to do it. For today, many people have been commenting several questions that have been troubling them. I decided, okay, teaching. Why don't I bring out a day like this and stay with us and attend to so many questions you must have all this while. So be it on Facebook, we'll be doing it chronologically. We do it on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. We pick each question from each of the platform. I will not take this, please. Why is it that no Keta Anji join me here can they manage your bomb? Who's that? Get me that network, please. Name network. I can't do it again. I forgot, my brother. I'm already on the live camera. No, we cannot leave the car. We need the car to travel now. No, you ever I got fear on the number. With due respect, help me. Name network. Ompa. Tell me. Ekwensu. Ekwensu ngalogo. Go. Akpọzina m ọzọ na adị m bizi. Akpọzina m ọzọ onye a na-abịa iburu moto na shop unu. Anọ m na meeting. Akpọzina m ọzọ. Oh. Okay. Let me fix my network. Okay. Connectivity. All right. I think at this juncture we would have the best of networks. Hopefully, so help us to. For today is going to be a very wonderful session. Those questions you must have noted them down. Those in Instagram, I'm sure network those on Facebook, Abumakochi and Akun, TikTok, Munu na Kagonka. So I'm very, very interested in the Facebook, the YouTube and the Instagram. They are the babies that have not seen much of what I could do. I don't need to explain myself much to TikTok and Facebook. Now, so the first question I'll pick today, I'll be giving at least 5 minutes to every question asked. So first of all, the first question I will answer today will come from YouTube. YouTube, do you have a question for me? Any pause, anything, and I'll answer. YouTube question. No question from YouTube. No question from YouTube. Somebody, okay, let me pick the next question from Instagram. Alboma Hyman said, Mazi, please, must you do Dibia? if you have Agbo? Or can you just install Agbo and leave it? Everybody listen to this. Must you do Dibia? Dibia. I love this question so much, and I am happy that this is the first question that I'm tackling today. Now, the truth is this: Agbo does not mean that you would be a Dibia. Listen, Agbo, nobody is sending you to go and become a Dibia. No. Mazi Dibia is a Dibia not because of costume. For example, Mazi Dibia not because of costume. Oburo Jesi na agba system bụ ife na agban. People presume that Dibia is all about Nikki Mota, I see you. That Dibia is all about costume. Oh, when they wear their costume, they are now Dibia. That is not what a Dibia is. Okay? A Dibia is not a product of costume. What makes you a Dibia is not what you are wearing. It is what you can do. The level of knowledge you can exhibit that makes you a Dibia. Now, let me, for the interest of those who have not had the teaching on in these 5 minutes to express what I want to say. Who is a Dibia? The word Dibia is from the etymology of 2 words, the portmanteau of 2 words, Di and Dabia. In Igbo language, Di means master of, or master. When a woman said Nifa Abudim, it means this is my master. There are some Igbo words that is not the same with English language. In fact, if you struggle to make the English meaning of it, with respect to the 21st century parlance, it will lead you into ambiguity. Now, for example, if you look at it from etymology, husband is not the best description of Di. I repeat, Di is a master, someone whom you must submit your will to. I repeat, Onye bu Digi. Digi bu somebody who has some certain level of preeminence over you. Somebody you must submit to. That is the word Di. A master of, somebody that masters my affair. Dim. Now, from that, we got Abia. Another word, Abia. The word Abia means wisdom, knowledge, esoteric and exoteric understanding, inner standing and overstanding. Okay? When someone has esoteric knowledge, it is not enough. There must be exoteric knowledge also. Knowledge of the cosmos and knowledge of the physical. When you synergize the two, it becomes a master of exoterism and a master of exoterism. There is disparity in these two English words. EXOTERIX. Sorry, EXOT TERIC. Exoteric and esoteric. ESOX and X. S and X, the 2 words are not the same thing. One is to show you that which understands the deeper things of the cosmos. The other one is the physical thing, So one is interested in the within, and one is interested in the without. So when somebody understands esoteric and exoteric, that is when the person is called a Dibia. So a Dibia is not a product of costume. If you rub white chalk in your eye, you are not a Dibia. If you like wear red and white, you are not a Dibia. If you like carry dreadlock, you are not a Dibia. If you like leave your dada to the touch ground, you are not a Dibia. That is why Professor Anne Nechukume, Professor Emeritus of UNN, says that after God, that is in his word, he meant to say after Chukwu comes a Dibia. That the next thing closest to Chukwu is a Dibia, meaning the level of Abia after Chukwu, the only person that can follow suit is a Dibia. Because when you are talking of a Dibia, remember that Chukwu itself is Abia Ama. Abia, wisdom, knowledge, understanding of esotericism and exoterism. Now, Abia Ama, the word Ama means the revealer or to reveal. So when someone says, na Chukwu bu Abia Ama, Chukwu bu Abia Ama, you need to understand that Abia Ama means the revealer of knowledge, wisdom, esoteric understanding, inner standing and overstanding, esoteric and exoteric. So Chukwu bu onye na-ekpughe nye a Dibia. The disparity between a Dibia and Ofeke is that a Dibia is knowledgeable and Ofeke is not knowledgeable. So when someone calls you Ofeke, it is not an insult. I repeat, the word Ofeke is not the same thing with a Fulefu. I see Igbo people getting angry when they are called Ofeke. With due respect, if you are not enlightened in this 21st century, you are a Dibia. You are an Ofeke, which means I am not the only Dibia here. You also listening to me, depending on the level of consciousness, you can also become a Dibia. So if you push yourself to a higher hierarchy of knowledge, when you acquire esoteric and exoteric deeper knowledges, you become a Dibia. So opposite of Dibia is Ofeke. Who is an Ofeke? An Ofeke is somebody who does not understand, understand and overstand esoteric and esoteric knowledges. Omari even mileni. Now, a Fulefu, in the other hands, is somebody who does not know, does not want to know, and does not know that he does not know. Another word for a Fulefu is itimpataka, itibonkom, or itiapu. Now, the problem in this 21st century is this. Nollywood has created Dibia to be as if to say that Dibia is a function of costume. And I am here to debunk it that Dibia is not a product of costume. Your costume does not make you a Dibia, because the costume can be picked up by even comedians. So what makes you a Dibia? You may have the costume, yet you are not a Dibia. You may have dreadlock, yet you are not a Dibia. You may have cowries on your head, yet you are not a Dibia. You may have suit, yet you are a Dibia. You may wear isiago, yet you are a Dibia. You may even be naked, yet you are a Dibia. So a Dibia is not a function of costume, rather a level of knowledge. Now, the disparity between a Dibia and Anofeke is this. A Dibia knows something about everything. I repeat, a Dibia knows something about everything. A Dibia knows something about everything. How do you know something about everything? It means that for every sphere of life brought up as a discussion, you must at least have the foundational knowledge of that very sphere of life, be it medicine, engineering, law, whichever cadre of study. A Dibia must know something about everything. Anofeke can know everything about something. Do you understand the disparity? What makes one Anofeke? You hear people saying they are medical doctors. They know everything about medicine, but they don't know any other thing outside medicine. If you ask them question on engineering, they become empty. But a Dibia must know something about everything. There is nothing on earth you will discuss with me that I will not know something about. That is what makes me a Dibia. Now, if you shared your life, if you checked my YouTube, I posted that I'm coming live today. I also posted on Facebook that I'm coming live. I posted on Instagram that I'm coming live. The only place I did not post that I'm coming live, because you can't make posts there, is TikTok. Now, what makes one a Dibia? Not costume. Why I'm stressing on this word Dibia, 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 because that is the foundation of this enlightenment. Before now, people presume that Dibia is what Nollywood gave us. But that is not what Nollywood gave us. Nollywood gave us a stereotype about who a Dibia is. But we are here to correct this stereotype, to create a new level of unction and understanding that a Dibia is not a product of costume. Rather, a Dibia is a function of information. What do you know? Okay? So I think I've answered that question. So you must not do Dibia when they do Ago for you, because not all Ago is for Dibiahood. There are several cadres of Ago. There are several cadres of Ago. In fact, you can have Ago for running. Running is a kind of Ago. Sportsmanship is an Ago on its own. Now, intellectual ability, nkanuzu, the inspiration to do things. You will see people who knows how to fix things, whereas they did not go to university to study that. That is the unction from the Ago, coming from the pineal gland. Okay? Now, Ago is that creative force in you, that thing that gives you contents in your head to do something. So Ago is in charge of that creative force. So Ago does not mean that you should become a Dibia. No, because that is what I'm seeing happening today. Onye alụrụ ala Ago, if he fọzi ya anụ na ya bụ ọzaba ọbala tụle na-egbu ọbala akwụ. Ọ bụ na Dibia dị izi, ọ bụ na Dibia na-eji na a na-agbanarị ya n'ọsọ, nwa bụ maazị ama ndị na-eme Dibia. I repeat, if Dibia is something you can avoid, nwa bụ maazị Dibia will not be a Dibia. As a young man, there are many things I need to do with my life, because I really need to do other things with my life. But this Dibiahood is making me to become an old man overnight. Okay? So if Dibia is something you can say no to, I would have gone for another thing, because I wasn't in Nigeria when this thing started. I was hustling somewhere as an ordinary young man. So what does Agu do? Agu defines you and channels you to your area of expertise. I repeat, Agu defines you, because the main problem we have is in Africa is that so many people are finding it difficult to define why they are here on earth, their essence of existence. If you have Agu, you can become a meteorologist, those who forecast weather. If you have Agua Biancata, your department is those who postulate what will happen tomorrow. If you have Agua Fifia, Agum Ologo, Aguogu, you can become a medical practitioner. If you have Agwejije, you can become Ugezu, who makes script writing and production, entertaining. You can become Mazi Pete Dochie, Agabidu of Nteje. You can become Nkemowo, a man who is so vast that he can act every character you give him. If you have Agwejije, you can become Mercy Johnson, a lady who can act anything you can think of. You can become Agwedemede. You can become Chinwalumo Ogwachebe, a man whose pen is mightier than the sword. If you become Okeoku, Okuoku, Okweku, depending on the Igbo dialect, you can become an orator, an MC. Depending on your cadre of Agu, you can fine-tune it. If you have Agunka, you can become a scientist, Aguzo, a technologist, an engineer, those who bring out new things. If you have Agu, different function. So what Agu does is, Agu defines you. Agu defines the essence of your existence. When a man or woman understands why he is born, his stay on earth becomes beautiful. Why we have so many people dying of depression, even though they are rich, is with all the money they have, they feel void self. You are struggling to define the essence of your existence. It is because you are not doing that which is in tune with your Agu. Do you get my point? So you see somebody, you see on the news that we have somebody that have Agu, that has so much money, yet he died. Some people will say depression. The truth is this: depression to us that are enlightened is not actually a bad thing. Because to us, you see depression as a means of losing it all. But we see depression as the best time for you to deep rest, to shut down and regenerate again. We see depression as a moment of you to reincarnate again, to degenerate and spring back life, because in the worst time of your life is the best time unctions are revealed unto you. So Agu defines the essence of your existence. Now, when your body shuts down, you enter into depressed. You become depressed because you entered into depressed. But because the society you find yourself have conditioned your reflexes to say that whenever you enter into depressed, that it means evil, not knowing that this is when you begin to search within for that inner voice that speaks to your consciousness. Now the problem becomes, when you are in your depressed, what do you become yourself? Did you speak to yourself? I am going to be bigger than I was before. I am going to bounce back from my mistake. Hello, the greatest teacher of every enterprise, were their mistakes. Are you still sleeping on your deep rest? Do you want to die there? Or are you seeing it as a yardstick for a new life? The depression cannot define me. A moment when you change from Odogu to Odiegu. That is when you understand the difference between Emi and Emeka. Because Okogunaka, ndị a na-akpọbu gị Emi, akpọdebe gị Emi, kpọbazia gị Emeka. Ibute ike, Emeka change to Mekus or Emi. So when your Odogu leaves you, ndị niile a na-etubu gị Odogwu akpọbazia gị Odiegwu. So are you now saying that for the fact na ma go from Odogwu to Odiegwu, will I remain in the Odiegwu state? No. The Odiegwu is a nurturing process for me to find out again what will make me Odogwu again. So I would define the essence of your existence. When I would define the essence of your existence, the Ikenga makes that essence visible. That is why when people say, Mazi, we are going to do our Ikenga, I look at them and I laugh. We would not allow people who gave us the essence of religion to give us the yardstick of measurement. What do I mean to say? When you look at our ancestors, those archetypes, those effigies, those cherubims they left for us are not for us to go and bow down and worship them. No. Those things are the depictions of consciousness, principles, and concepts. For example, when they tell you Ago, they are not telling you to go and bow down to that thing called Ago. No. They are teaching you a principle which you need to follow. The principle that you need to follow, a principle that will guide you to fulfillment. Now, what do you do when they show you this is Ago? They are not telling you that you should go and bow down to Ago. They are telling you that Ago is a principle that defines the essence of your existence. That Ikenga is that principle that manifests the essence of your existence into reality. When you have Ago and you pour it, it becomes productive. It means that your Ago has synchronized with Ikenga. You will fulfill that which your Chi wants of you. Because Oba Sinachi. That is why when people who don't understand this concept, we begin to tell you, Bia Kamelu Gewele, how can I do a well for you? Whereas your Chi is not involved. If Oba Sinachi is a name in Igbo land, if Oba Sinachi is a name in Igbo land, it means that everything you will become has already been pre-programmed by your Chi. But by virtue of the principles of cause and effect, whatsoever decision you take will engender what you become, whether high or low. That is when teachings of Unsochi comes into play. What and what does my Chi abhor? What and what does my Chi abhor? Whatsoever my Chi abhor, I should also pay attention to to that person who I reincarnated to complete their part, my Onyowa. What stopped my Onyowa, my reincarnator? What limited my reincarnator? Oh, my reincarnator was limited by peer pressure. He died out of wine poisoning. That is what killed your reincarnator, which means your reincarnator is giving you a blueprint that you should not engage much in social life. Jesus na ndị mmadụ maka na ihe melu ka onye ụwa gị na mmụọ bụ osisi osolu ndị mmadụ gbulie. When you listen to that which limited your reincarnator, you now ask your Chi, what do you want me to do? Your Chi tells you, For what killed your reincarnator is crowd. The first thing you have to do is dissociate yourself from peer groups. This is the simplest concept that is ordinana. Ordinana is not bind and cast. Ordinana is a concept. In fact, the NCBD character for ordinana is what the English mathematics is called infinity. 8. Ekekpo ordinano. That is why you hear in the Igbo singing ordinana na-ebu eke. Means ordinana is infinity. Ordinana is recycling. Ordinana is regeneration. Ordinana is everlasting. Ordinana is not limited. Ordinana is unlimited. Ordinana is the essence of life itself. That is why the insipid symbol is denoted as infinity for ordinana. Ordinana, no ordinana. I put an over. This is the mantra, the etiquettes of life. This is the things we need to do to live long. Ordinana. So your reincarnator, which is your nyowa or your chiwa, is not the same thing with your chi. Your chi is a little chuku following you up and down. The church will call it your guardian angel. Your chi is telling you that the Almighty that dwells with you abhors this, abhors that. Your Nyowa is somebody you came to complete his or her part here on earth, which means your chi and Onyowa is not the same thing. Now, your Ago is that creative force coming from the dome of all domes, the pineal gland, the third eye. And your Ikenga is the mantra of productivity, that which makes your Ago visible. You get my point? So this is the basics of going back to my root. When I tell you, go back to your root, I am not asking you to be going up and down saying you are going back to your root. Now, Ordinana is telling you, observe your cosmos, observe your environment, look deep, listen to the inner voice, listen to the outside voice. Then do that which is in consonant to the inner voice with the outside voice. Because as it is above, so it is below. As it is within, so it is without. Ordinana is striking a balance between the inside and the outside. Ana alolo, ana alolo, manolo, akanolo. That is Ordinana. Ordinana is not here to claim holier than thou. Ordinana is to tell you that you have to be good when necessary and bad when necessary. Ordinana is telling you the principle of utilizing what is to be done as at when due. Because when somebody tell you that you will live by faith and not by sight, that person is either stupid or very insane. Ordinana gives you common sense when to fly, when to run, and when to stand. For example, you saw somebody who is standing with you, telling you that a leopard is coming. The person ran away. The person ran away. And you tell the person, "Oh, ye leopard, hear ye the voice of the Lord. If I am a man of God, oh, ye leopard, disappear. If I am that leopard, I will use you and do morning meal, afternoon meal, and evening meal. I will devour you." Because that person quoting you in the Bible that says we live by faith and not by sight forgot to tell you that in Psalm 104 verse 20, your Bible said that the Lord gives the lion their food in their due season. Which means you might be the food the Lord has given the lion in their due season. So Ordinana teaches you common sense, when to run for your life and when to stay. Ordinana is an advocate of common sense. Ordinana teaches you when to fight and when to do vum. Because in the bias na vum come makalia statement. On will key a sifu attack, open a him and a first attack in a danger. In a for no ya tiki bobo. You see, I'm a comifan jabang kete. Oh, my canon name fasting. Oh, my canon my semanos nobu. You tactically withdraw. He who lives to fight again, he who lives to fight tomorrow, lives to fight another day. It our man equally, I am a choosing who are you? Who are you? So Ordinana is an advocate of common sense. Ordinana teaches you common sense. Akon uche. One thing is to have akon. Another thing is to have uche. You may have akon and you don't have uche. But the problem in this generation is that common sense is a blessing and also a curse. If you have common sense, it's a blessing to people around you and a curse to you who have it. Do you know why? You have to deal with the bullshit people who don't have common sense will be throwing at you. That is when common sense becomes a blessing and also becomes a curse. So if you have common sense, you have to admit that people around you does not have common sense. So you are always ready to endure their nonsense. So common sense becomes a blessing to people around you because you will do right. But to you, so before you begin to shout to me, I am a choosing, who are you? Make sure that the situation entails you shouting. Because even if you have esoteric knowledge, there is a warfare you will see, even as a Dibia. Imani ni kalaro, inani funa ni kimekwa ni kalaro na agba ga ebo de eshi. Afia gi 2 by 2 o yeshi kwan. Kedu ihe ị ga-eme? Iwela idea si oke ndị aba ma ebe ọma mba, mana ndị akụ okpiri ya akụgbukwa m. Iwela sọrọ ibe mbọ ewere okpiri kugbuo oge. Wisdom is profitable to direct. So I think I've made the point on what you say, on what you asked me earlier. I've taken a question from Instagram. Is there any question from YouTube before I go over to Facebook and TikTok? Any question again from YouTube? If there is no question from YouTube, I should proceed. Any question from, if you are enjoying the live stream, comment where you are watching from. Let's continue to move. Share the live stream, invite others. We hope to have 5,000 people watching us live. Is giving Agu food wrong? Please. You see this statement. I always say it. I always say this. We should learn the language we should use. You don't use language that makes Ordinana so porous. That is why people who don't understand Ordinana always mock us. When people say, that statement looks laughable. The problem is that our people don't understand the word of packaging. How can you say you are going to give your chimney? First of all, your chi is not your onyowa. So chiga de rinni. The only thing your chi eats is righteousness. But your onyowa does not eat. What your onyowa takes from you is reverence, veneration. That is why Ndibo na asu ya n'Igbo sigi na na-eji dokwa onyowa. Not na na-eji nye onyowa hanni. Kanje dokwa onyowa m, kanje chukwa onyowa m. Kanje dokwa onyowa m. Let me go and venerate. Kan ve ya nru. Ndomo bala ya sigi no na-eve nru. 'Ndị agbaja ya sị ka o je koo ya uko. 'Ndị agbaja ya sị ka o je koo ya uko. 'Ndị agbaja ya sị ka o je koo ya uko. 'Ndị agbaja ya sị ka o je koo ya uko. 'Ndị agbaja ya sị ka o je koo ya uko. 'Ndị agbaja ya sị ka o je koo ya uko. 'Ndị agbaja ya sị ka o je koo ya uko. 'Ndị agbaja ya sị ka o je koo ya uko. 'Ndị agbaja ya sị ka o je koo ya uko. 'Ndị agbaja ya sị ka o je koo ya uko. 'Ndị agbaja ya sị ka o je koo ya uko. 'Ndị agbaja ya sị ka o je koo ya uko. 'Ndị agbaja ya sị ka o je koo ya uko. 'Ndị agbaja ya sị ka o je koo ya uko. 'Ndị agbaja ya sị ka o je koo ya uko. 'Ndị agbaja ya sị ka o je koo ya uko. 'Ndị agbaja ya sị ka o je koo ya uko. 'Ndị agbaja ya sị ka o je koo ya uko. 'Ndị agbaja ya sị ka o je koo ya uko. 'Ndị agbaja ya sị ka o je koo ya uko. See, can you go onye ụwa m uko? Let me go and venerate my onye ụwa. Let me go and reverence my onye ụwa. So you don't feed your agwo. No. What you do is this. You pour libations to your agwo. Learn the new language. What is libation? Libation is the art of pouring drink offering. Libation. Exodus 25:29. Exodus 29:40. Libation. To pour drink offering. Or to pour cola as an offering. Iwepụla ọjị. Maọbụ ịmali ọsọ ọbala. Nzu. So mgbe ije na-eme eto otule. That does not mean you are feeding your agwo. You are reactivating it or recharging it, not feeding. That language makes us look laughable. You should change that semantics of saying, when you go to a better balance, you begin to create a more enabling environment. Anybody from Anambra say on Chienni is a young Dibia of this generation. There is no old Dibia. I will tell you, it is a new language I'm not allowed for, and it's wrong. Every old Dibia sigi Jake you do wagi. Oba for sigi jitora na ije nwechi. Gije ki do wagi. Ki we banzu osigi gini ki ejidokwe osigi wele totule no so bala na akwa obala mo even dozo. So you don't say na meji nyechimunni. It is laughable to say that and meji dokwe onye uwam your chi does not eat. Reactivation or activation or recharging or re-energizing, not inyechinni. Idokwe dokwa. Iko uko. All these young people are saying, I'm not saying this to discredit them. No, we are in the age of our course. We are on learning to relearn. Inyechini looks laughable in the ear. Chiga de rimni. Abuna mbai ne joka. Iya no chima di rimni. Chima di eriede. So si ife chimu neri nani abo tito. Mana Malachi 3 verse 8 to 10 say, bring in your 1/10 so that there will be meat in my house. Hello. Ndori. Okay, next question. Please, those people asking what is a totule, don't ask again. Those language are esoteric language that is used by Dibias alone. It is laughable because this new century, we are trying to expose many things, but there are things that are sacrosanct to the Dibia cult. So all these Dibia coming on social media to expose, no, you can expose one or two, but don't give them. I see people writing it on their board. No, it is wrong. There are some sacrosanct language that should be for the Dibias. If you become a Dibia, you can now learn from that. So we can, in the course of teaching, we can give you one or two, but don't go and write it down to be asking, what is Osobala? What is Italy Wabafa? Ludibia, even Noleba and Kaitobi Hozo. It's an undoing a big bad at time. Open a mile brody, a Charamuni, and what time Noleba. No love for Bumas and Neruma Canazo. Chilling one at along. Can never know query. Open a mother, he asked one me and man no yet in a Caribbean land. Umazi Brazil now Balum Calypso. Munun Noleba name query. It's not easy, dear men. Nolia di Cana, Dominican Island, Omazi, Tidomi Henas, or what can now Wazanzam, Biaba Munagi, Chanan name, it's an surrounding name earlier than that. Makachukwabna ma brodibia. Oh, Negon Walker. You might have man oketa. Man yedika Cape Verde. No Cape Verde, oh Mazana, what are some pimple? Ne rumezi baka nazo, no leba munu ne query. Ya deba. ma mmekete ngosi gị nọ mmadụ ka mbụ. I hate this holier than thou. Why abapụta na-eme dibia mma nọ ebe na ụmụazị ya na-emelu Limpopo. Excuse me, dance chanamunu na-eme nkwugheri apụkwa nke ahụ apụchakwa na ịfụrụ m nwoke ka na-apụ anwụrụ mbịa bịa ebe a ịcha na ọdịrị m izi nọrọ ebe a ụmụ nwa na-agafe na-enepụ anya ikolobịa m dị efe ama na unu aghọtara ya dịba. Ọ bụ na m abụrụ dibịa kịta mma nọ mma kobe ya dịba ka ọ ghara ịbụ na ekwu ya dịba mbọsị nta ka anyị chọọ na owele gị. Next question. Ndị ọjọọ ọ na-atọ gị ọchị Pamela. Ndị ọjọọ aka bụkwa maazị dibịa oji nkụzi eme ọjị nke m mere dị gị mma ka ọlụ m aka. Going further, King Classic jụrụ ajụjụ. He said, please check my question, sir. I did not see your question. You can type it now. Let me see it. Can a deity reincarnate someone? With due respect. With due respect. Reincarnation is a very trivial matter. Sometimes mmadụ na-agbagide afa sị gị na alụsị nọlụgo ụwa si na nsi ya o then apụta echi jekwa again ya gbaghalịa dị afa. What you will find out is that onye nọlụgo ụwa jekwuo mba na alụsị. I repeat. Remember what I said. My teachings is not to discredit people before me. The truth is that sometimes nkuzi ọdịnala is very, very tricky. That if it's tricky, we have to tackle it with that trickishness. O nwere ebe ya agbagide afa. Yoruba ya sị gị arinuro de olumoro ọkọmi. Na onye nọ n'eluigwe na afọ ife niile dị m n'obi. Dibịa agbagide afa na ana Yoruba sị gị o mokpe arinuro de olumoro ọkọmi. The Ifa corpus is a vast language that is a school that you have to take years to decipher, which means you must not belittle any dibia balogafa, even though later you find out that he didn't get it 100%. No, this generation are struggling to rekindle the spark of ancient knowledge, which means pardon us for now, give us like extra 40, 50, 20, 30 years, because the Alpha corpus, the Alpha is a school that is so deep. Now, Alpha contains 256 interpretation, which when you do permutation and factorial, it becomes thousands of language of outcome. A dibia to know this possible outcome of heart is a difficult thing, which only by virtue of the gift of Abiankata that it is possible. Now, with due respect, a deity, your reincarnator might be looking at you to recognize him or her. You did not. And your reincarnator looks at the next shrine where there is burnt offering going on. They will travel and go to that next shrine. They will acclimatize with the environment. In Abafa, you will be seeing that your reincarnator is Ogugu. Not knowing that the person that reincarnated you is eating in Ogugu. The person that reincarnated you is busy eating good meal at Ogugu. That does not mean that Ogugu is your reincarnator, but your reincarnator has spent much time and enjoyment at the Ogugu. So you need to bribe Ogugu to release your reincarnator. If not, Alpha will be showing you Ogugu as your reincarnator.
ka nsọ ya n'asụsụ bai na onye ụwa gị gbalo kolumba na-alụsị onye ụwa gị kolumba na-alụsị isi akede alụsị ọ sị gị iji tete alụsị nwere mmiri ijubia kedu nke dị ebe a bụ ọkpọrụ gị afa sị gị na ọgbago na-ete ọbala nne nwaanyị bụ ogwugwu isi anwa ọlụ gị iyi ọsị gị ete ọsẹ. It does not mean that your reincarnator is ogwugwu. It means that your reincarnator has gone to ogwugwu and embraced ogwugwu as a place where he finds offerings because you have been ignoring your incarnator. Do you get my point? So, as you know, kulugomba na alusi di etua jebe na alusi a kime aka yali go and do salaka die. When you done, isizia biko onye ụwa m gị gbakali na eto ọbala gị bịa m na osena mbọ ka mvu ya n'anya. Maybe in your sleep it will now come and manifest. Obula akpịa na anata. So the question becomes, if your reincarnator is resting in a shrine or on a pantheon, now Lucy, will you now conclude that deity is your reincarnator? The answer is no. That deity is not your reincarnator. Rather, your reincarnator has found that deity as a resting point. So first of all, you need to appease that deity who have been feeding your reincarnator. It was no. Na onye ụwa ga-eritego kwa ụgwọ ebe ahụ. Dibia asịzi aga na ị ga-eji ofu ebunu na egbene wee bịa gbala onye ụwa gị isi ka ije gbala onye ụwa gị na-alụsị ebe ọ kụrụ mba. Let me go and re-invite my incarnator back home where he has been feeding from. So you are bringing the ram and the fowl as a reimbursement for what your reincarnator has been eating all those while. Do you get this thing now? So I am not saying this to disrespect my comrades, rather to add more value to their teaching that we are trying our best. Give us 20, 30 years to get it right. In fact, I tell you this without apology. Anybody you see today as a Dibia, encourage the person or do easy, because we would have become pastors and make easier money. Imagine me with a microphone. Can someone come here and touch the feet of the man of God with 10 million naira? Talk to me, sir. Imagine going to my suit. Suit like this. And it will be easier money. I'll be shouting what God cannot do does not exist. You know, TMM. But we choose the point of truth. Anybody you see as a Dibia and a fact today, you should support with even kind words. If I be pastor now, if I say miracle soap in the morning, I will say grab your twins soap in the afternoon. I will say get your employment favor soap in the evening. 3 times a day, and he go. Because I will show you in the Bible where the Bible said, if you buy this, I will favor you. I will even say key to heaven. In fact, the worst thing, I will even be selling plot of land in heaven. Now, another question from YouTube. Can someone be alive and reincarnate? The truth You cannot be alive and reincarnate. Listen. Pati Obasi sang a song. Reverend Pati Obasi sang a song and say, Onye kwere kwa nwuyangu kama no yirula monu lopike ogebinyite. What am I trying to draw from this song? You don't die, rather you degenerated to regenerate. Onye kwere kwa nwuyangu. That was the song by Reverend Pati Obasi. We don't die. Madada anwangu. We transform, wear a new body and continue. So for somebody to continue, he must end the old body. So if you tell me that somebody reincarnated while alive, I will tell you, come, let us do alpha. At the end of the day, you will notice that the person you are claiming to be your reincarnator actually share the same reincarnator with you. I repeat, the person shares the same reincarnator with you. So somebody needs to finish one cycle for another cycle to continue. Let me explain this with mathematics. In physics, when we are plotting voltage against current in an alternating circuit, you will notice that if you plot voltage on the y-axis and current on the x-axis, you will notice that voltage and current are busy alternating each other on the point 0, negative and positive, negative, positive. So it will be showing a sinusoidal wave, which means it must meet 0 before it starts another cycle. That means to calculate the wavelength, we have to look for the distance between the crest, tooth crest, or the trough. That is why when we begin to say that wavelength is equals to force times lambda. But know you that in physics, we always say something. A work is said to be done when a distance is moved in the direction of the applied force. What do I mean to say? A distance must be moved before you say work done. That is why the formula for work done is W is equals to F times D. Why? Because the distance that must be moved is you must leave this earth. You must die. Like what you call that. There must be death before reincarnation. So there must be distance moved in the direction of the applied force before you can degenerate to regenerate. Reincarnation can only be possible after death. And after death, the Igbo people say, it takes Izuli for us to transcend to the other astral plane. Onewa usually 40 days to enter into the other astral plane to continue another cycle of reincarnation. That is to say, if you die and if it does not take 40 days, I put it to you, you cannot reincarnate. Know this and know peace. Now, some people must understand that burying people in Igbo land must not include the mortuary, because the mortuary must always delay us the time of reincarnation. When a person died, return them to the earth so that they will degenerate and they regenerate immediately. But you put somebody for mortuary for 1 year and you said you are Iri. When I said Iri is 10, Izuri is 40, Izu is 4. Izuri means 4 times 10, 40. What I go now? So what am I trying to say? You must degenerate to regenerate. So you cannot be alive and reincarnate. The person Alpha told you is your reincarnator. if you made the person alive, know ye that that person, check very well, the person shares the same reincarnator with you. Can a woman reincarnate a man? Another question. Reincarnation is not gender sensitive. What reincarnates is the energy, not the body. The flesh does not. Okay? What is reincarnating is the energy that is coming to continue. When we have body reincarnation is when you need to be sure. Na nwa na-agba nje, ibepie mkpụrụ aka. Maazị Dibia is an incarnate of a woman. No this and no peace. Inekwo manya n'iru ya na-afọ abụọ. Negodu nwoke. Na na-asa dị na nwoke. Ifugie akwụ ugwo. So you will see the attributes of that feminine energy in me. Oya ka o ji adabala mụ na ụmụ agbọghọ. Amen. Okay. Next question. Mazi, what is wrong with the name Aguishi? There is nothing wrong with Aguishi. It is actually not wrong to say Aguishi. It is the stereotype that people placed on the word Agu that made people to be saying Aguishi abraze with her. Mazi Dibia well too much Aguishi. My Agu is many. It's because Namarugago can't choose my niche. What Agu does is this: it to define your essence. You pick a niche in all your essence, and that becomes your reality. There are some ladies you will see on this earth. You will know that you are seeing a man, but they are ladies. It is because if you look very well, their reincarnator might be a man. Do you get my point? So somebody have the same reincarnator with you. I know some people that share the same reincarnator with me. Some of them are male, some of them are female. If you go to my village, I'll point, and any day they die, I must not go to their burial, because going to the burial of somebody that shares the same reincarnator with you can bring untimely death or chronic illness for you that can lead to death. Innocent in doom. Her name is Yudevienu Langwi Gwemma. That is the name of my reincarnator, the finest in her time. The tale says that nobody in Nando can compete with the beauty of Yudevienu Langwi Gwemma. You can ask any Nando person. She was the finest as at the time of her existence here on earth. So if you can see the attributes of Udevienula, very beautiful, very intelligent. I think I took that from her. So credit to my reincarnator, my Onyowa. I got the aesthetics and the intellect. But the problem becomes your reincarnator is very intelligent. You also came to this life and you are intelligent, but you don't want to convert your intelligence to a skill set. You will become an educated idiot. You get my point? So the disparity between talent and skill is, talent is natural, but skill is when you modify your talent through constructive development. Your talent becomes skill. Those who have talent can come and go hungry, but those who are skillful will make multiple income streams. So talent is good, but you need to strive and make your talent to become a skill. I will explain. Oratory is inborn to some people. But if you are not educated, you can end up as a comedian, not an MC. When you nurture your talent, you become a skillful comedian. A skillful comedian will be anchoring big shows as an MC, the master of ceremonies. A comedian will only be used when there is need for comic relief. But an MC can serve as a comedian and also serve as a panelist who will anchor plenary occasions where constructive reasonings are made. So you see, both of them are talented, but somebody nurtured his own talent, her own talent into a skill set. So if you leave your talent will only remain a talent. But if you nurture your talent will become a skill set. Wisdom is profitable to direct. Your onyowa may not be on the same market day with you, because is it good to buy afọ onyowa, not afachi? Is it good to buy afọ onyowa, afago in the afternoon? No. To get it right, it is better you do afọ onyowa from sunrise till 11 a.m. Reason is this: after 11 a.m., your reincarnators but have traveled to go to several places where they are finding offerings. The Dibia will be struggling to see your onyowa. Your onyowa will chew on where. Ona chia no bi atolopa. Omamba na etobala. Do you get my point? So always do your afago as early as from morning to 11 a.m. In fact, if possible, 10:30, finish it, because when they go to do their various things, listen, let me give you a signal of what I'm saying. Do you remember when we are growing, there is something we call mbacho? Who remember the Igbo word mbacho? Onye lote ife bụ mbacho. We lote ife bụ mbacho. Okay, mbacho is in the hours of 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock. There is this wild wind that blows. Onye udi ikuku na-eku n'ilo. Onye ikuku akube. Asịrị na ndị mmụọ na-aga. That time is the time when all the ezumezus, all the incarnators are traveling to their market time to do their various activities for the day. No ugolu, na mgbacho. Ugolu, you notice there is a wild wind. That wild wind is telling you that different energies are passing. Okay? So it means that they are transiting to their normal activities for the day. You looking for them at that time, you are actually looking for trouble, because they've given you their time. When the sun rose in the morning, they were there to commune with thee. You did not attend to them until 11 a.m. They are almost assuming that you are through with them. They will go. That is why another time you can capture them is by sunset. That is why we pour libation evening and mornings. So what is sound doctrine? Sound doctrine is giving you a foundational knowledge which you can actually relate with, not cooking up jargons and telling you to believe. Well, na Jesus ya bi uwozo. Aye cheki 2000 years or biaro. He can achieve. The other day I saw my big uncle in my platform the other day. Luke Ezeji. Growing up, there are songs we listen to Uncle Luke Ezeji sing. Ekwensu na wala manya, onye ilo na wala manya. Omai na nwere Jesus onye kariri ike. You see, in the days of ignorance, everything was pardonable. But in this age of knowledge, because we've known that what they made us bastardize was actually those things that kept us as a people. We saw our brother Dan Ike of Battle Axe singing Ekwensu bo isi nana. Can you sing that again in this 21st century? We've known better that the Ekwensu is actually a war pantheon who is interested in the defense of our people in the time of war. So should we continue to bastardize that which we have? We've known that the Ekwensu is the same thing as Yahweh. So we've known better. This is the age of Aquarius. Ekwensu kiere megi no wa. We sang all this song with our mouths. How do you activate your chi? Your chi is ever with you. From the day you were conceived, the 40th day, your mother conceived you. That was the day your chi was assigned to you. I repeat, the 40th day, when you were still in your first stage of fetal development, the 40th day in your mother's tummy, when the first pulse came into your being, that was the chi in you. From that day, chi entered into you. Your chi is ever with you. The only thing is that your chi can sometimes leave you when you misbehave. Are you getting my point? Okay, what is the difference between the gift of prophecy and the gift of Alpha? My dear, Alpha is a mathematical correlation made known to us by the Agua of Abiankata, an esoteric knowledge handed over from millions of years, transcended by generation of Dibias to this present era. The mathematical correlation of Abiankata can only be interpreted by someone who has the unction of Agua Abiankata, by a Dibia Abiankata. So Amoma is when your Osenambo, your two eyes, can see events that has happened. That is Amoma. But Abiankata Agwo na Alpha must use the tools of Alpha to give you directions, as we stated earlier in Proverbs 16 verse 33. Okay, your chi is your first protector from the 40th day of your mother's conception. Your chi was assigned to you. Good evening, sir. My grandfather was a Dibia, Agua Biankata. He did some spiritual work and he's also an expert in giving leaf and herb to cure various illnesses. He's the first son, took from him after he's dead. His first son, which is Dibia, senior my dad directly, and my dad has Agu, but he's going to church. But when the Agu disturbed him, he started giving people root and herb, which works well, but he refuses to do the Agu properly because he says he only gives herb. Now, your question is not complete. You would have shortened your question. Somebody asked me a very tricky question. Everybody listening to this. Mazi Dibia, what do you have to say about IVF in relation to Odinana? Is it bad? Listen to my answer on this. How do Odinana see IVF? The truth is this. This is 21st century. MC Bishop, I see you. This is 21st century. This is the age of knowing. If the people of the old did everything, our existence on earth here will be very boring. But let me shock you. What you see as IVF today has already been happening in time past. You know there is a difference between IVF and artificial insemination. Artificial insemination and in vitro fertilization is not the same thing. Medical doctors in the building will understand. In vitro fertilization is a little different from artificial insemination. But I am not here to discuss the disparity. I am only here to give you what Ordinana have to say about it. There is something I know in Ordinana, that if a man is giving birth to female child, and a man comes to a renowned Dibia and says, there is an Ordinana ritual, an esoteric knowledge known to the Dibias. Eji akpamu na-egekwenti akpamu ebunu ma ọ bụ mkpi eme. I will only say the upper part of it and I will shut my mouth. O nwere ọgwụ na-eji akpamu ebunu ma ọ bụ mkpi eme, emechie ya akawa nwoke ukwu ka ya dot n'ukwu right round, bunye dị ọgwụ n'ukwu ya, tenye dị unyi n'ukwu ya right round, dị ọgwụ ehilo n'ime ya, ọchịrị nwunye ya taa ọtụọ ime nwa nwoke. Ndị Igbo maara ife ọ bụ, aka na-eme elu echi. Is that not what the medical doctors are doing for you today? Achọzi m ịmụ nwa nwoke, ọ sị okay, let us culture the semen and see if it will. I say okay, we are giving you male and female. We have it in Ordinana. The only thing is this: in Ordinana, we have specialists who do these things. Just like if you want to do IVF, you go and meet a specialist who do that. If you want to get gender, a specific gender, there are specialists that does that in the time old. So our ancestors can also influence gender in the time past. They can also help somebody who is having fertility issue. So Ordinana says yes to IVF, says yes to artificial insemination, because we are the determinant of creation. The power to procreate has been given unto us. So we don't need to wait for another person to tell us to do this. Everything we are doing to make sure that procreation continues is right, provided we are not crossbreeding different species of animals. That is the only thing Ordinana abhors. If our ancestors can influence gender, it means that our ancestors knew the science, the meta-science, and the pseudoscience that can condition gender to give other things. So IVF is supported by Ordinana. Artificial insemination is supported by Ordinana. If there is a blockage of the fallopian tube, ancient time, there are things we used. We use Oshakresha. You know what is Oshakresha, right? You call it in English, I done fruit. The Ghanaians call it prekese. We use Oshakresha and the Ozoza and the Oda with a bottle of castor oil, manu ogiri, to open fallopian tube mechile mechi. There is a science. When a woman is doing squatting, a woman whose fallopian tube is blocked will be given a bowl filled with Ozoza, Oda, Oshakresha, and this present clove. They will sit on top it so that the ooze will go into her kuntus during her days of ovulation. The heat will go into the kuntus and by virtue of vaporization ascend into the fallopian tube. By virtue of the castor oil which the woman must have taken, it will perform a push like contraceptive. It will push the one that is going down, who is forcing it up. The one she took in is forcing it down. The downward action and the upward action will cause vasoconstriction and vasodilation. The woman fallopian tube mepe. Also, in the time past, there is a method Ndibo na-eme ịmanye mmadụ aka n'otele. Manye aka n'otele wee welu mmanụ ogiri wee gbaa ya n'afọ, a subject ya eto iri soso ofe eji ogiri te. Because ogiri na-emepe fallopian tube. Mana problem na nke anyị nwere ba anyị ejuru anyị afọ nke mmadụ na-akala anyị mma. Mmanụ ogiri unu na-ego na chemist nyanwa ka a na-akpọ castor oil n'oyibo. Castor is one of the greatest things our ancestors left for us. If you are having breast lump, a massage of castor oil can help you dissolve your breast lump in the space of 1 month. Verify and thank me later. You don't need surgery. Only massage with castor oil. Massage with castor oil. Take 3 spoons of castor oil morning and evening. After 1 month, your breast lump will go. But Western medicine has brought all this and tell us that our ancestors are stupid. Do you know in ancient time, this update, let me release it so that we will not have unwanted pregnancies. I shouldn't say it on camera. But in ancient time, castor oil was used in high dosage as contraceptive alongside udaki. Ejili mmanụ ogiri na udaki emisiko ya in high dosage. Nwa ya. Ọ bụ na ekemma na die chere onwe ha taa mgbe ekemma na ovulate. Owele ogiri na udaki nwa o flush ya ife kwesịrị ka adị ime ka e wee mee ka ya leto ịmụta eyi uche na atụ anya. All this knowledge was indigenous to our ancestors. O ichere ndị gba amara ife bụ contraceptive ị na-awa anya. What about surrogacy? My dear, this is 21st century. If our science have advanced so much that surrogacy is the only means you can resort to bring life, I don't think nature will say no to it. Nature will not abhor it. Like I always say, we had advanced knowledge before the arrival of our invaders. There is no perfect time for feeding your, for reverencing your ancestor with offerings. You only do it as you are intuited to do it. If there is a spark that says, do this, know this, that this is the time to do it. Now, if a woman is having difficulty in giving birth, no need of cesarean section in the ancient time. Even though that it was the Africans that did the first cesarean section. MC Bishop, I'm coming to answer your question. The ancient time, our ancestors does not lie down while giving birth. In fact, it is wickedness of Western medicine that makes our women to lie down while giving birth. That is why we have too much tendency of episiotomy. You know what is episiotomy? Episiotomy be even na what tia. Tia. Now why na among when tia? That is episiotomy. It is wickedness of Western medicine that makes you to lie down while giving birth. The best way we give birth is by squatting. When you squat down, what is gravity? Gravity says anything that goes up will do what? Will come down. Your baby is up and you are lying down. Does your posture support gravity? The answer is no. But when you squat, you support down thrust. When you squat down, you support down thrust. But when you lie down, you are lying against gravity. You will be forced to push. That is why episiotomy, why mochangwa, doctor aneme guy no aneme ko welu mma yabari ike maka ni dinana. Man, if you squat down, your birth canal will be opened. And that is why I posted Mapoka the other day. Mapoka, what you call twerking today, the Cameroonians call it Mapoka. ndị Igbo na-akpọ ya ite egwu ukwu. Mapoka, ndị be anyị na-ete egwu ukwu. When our women bend down to whine, egwu nwaanyị Owere, ndị Owere ọ na-ete egwu ukwu. When they wiggle their waist, yọnụ m ukwu a Chineke nyere unu ajụ. Yọnụ ukwu a Chineke nyere unu, ọ bụrụ alụ. Ọ bụrụ njọ na ihe ọlụ dị gị ukwu. By dangling your waist, you're opening your lower chakra to tell your upper chakra that the time of birth is near. Iyobuku Mapoka. Nyakanjina Gwauno. When Iyobazuku, Yobuku, your birth canal opens, your cervix opens. When you squat, the baby, by virtue of vasodilation and vasoconstriction, your baby will come out without episiotomy. So Dr. Shelter, thank you. Thank you for that contribution. We must make sure that we understood why our ancestors had to squat in pool waters. Your baby have been swimming for 9 months. I told somebody to squat inside water. The person said, your baby have been swimming for 9 months. Now who to work now we go marry you. If you know to work, no mapoka, no marriage. The other day, we are explaining the power of cooking your meal. Our women cast spell in their food before serving it to their husband. That is why today's marriage, we see women saying that my husband is cheating on me. He's doing this one. Number one is this. The first reason why your husband is entertained by another woman is because you did not cast spell in the food you gave him. As you are making the meal, that is when you speak manifestation. Non keni kanje meka dimu we bulo bim. Ko we from nanya. If any name na ya diamma. Kai we bitendo aka zo mu ai nudo na onwu. Ekwana ka anya ndilo. You speak word to the food pot. That is why our ancestors cooked on a 3-legged pot. I repeat, I'm about to release a mystery. Cooking on a 3-legged pot is different from cooking on a 4-legged pot. I repeat, cooking on a 3-legged pot is different from cooking on a 4-legged pot. If you go to a Dibia, watch every salaka a Dibia is doing must be done in a 3-legged pot. Why? Why? Your stove, how many legs does your stove have? 4. Your gas cooker, how many legs? 4. There is something missing there. There is a reason why our ancestors, our early mothers, cooked in a 3-legged pot. If you understand numerology, you will know that everything is magic, everything is witchcraft, everything is a spell. The 3-legged pot is what we call akwukwanato. The ancient Useku is built on akwukwanato, the tripod of balance. 3 is a symbol of balance. Tripod. Why? When at 3, they subtend 60 degree. Why? Because of a mystery. The tripod of balance comes with 3 mantras: Ezi, Ikenga, and Ifite. I repeat, Ezi, Ezi, Ikenga, and Ifite. The Ezi is the mantra that checkmates invaders. Ikenga is that which initiates productivity. Ifite is the cosmic knowledge of understanding and wisdom. These 3 tripods of balance is why our mothers must understand why nni esili n'ite ọna nwere ọkpa ịtọ jide iche na nni esili n'ite nwere ọkpa ịnọ. You cannot cast spell on the heart of your husband n'ite nwere ọkpa ịnọ. You cannot cast spell on your husband with ibe nwere ọkpa ịnọ because the tripod of balance is not there. Akwụkwa na-atọ. If you want to cast spell, you must cast it in a three-legged tripod. You sekwugi enwe akwụkwa na-atọ. That is why you understand that the trilogy of Nnagu is ntonto, the 3 in 3. Agụ mmiri, agụ dibia, and agụ abịa nkata. The trilogy of Nnagu. So when you want to get akwụkwa na-atọ ite esiri, the tripod of balance, upon it, every spell that binds your family is made. You must cast this spell while the tripod of balance is standing. You begin to speak upon your husband. Ikengamu, okedi nnolo, no kodi. Odogu nnolo, mgbe di na-adịrọ. Ovo onugbu nwa na-etele gị taa nị, bụ ka i wee vụ m n'anya karịa ka ị vụrụ m na mbụ. Site taa gava, ive ike mena gị. Site taa gaba, uche nke okporo ụzọ ama mvu gị n'ezi. Site taa gaba, ọgbọ ga-ama nkarị gị. Site taa gaba, o nwere ife megide n'ụwa ka aya rie gị. Gị bụ di m, gị bụ ume m, gị bụ ikolobịa m, gị bụ odogwu m. Taanị ka m na-ekwubi okwu n'isi gị. Si na ifele emekọrọ gị. Gị bụ di m, gị bụ ube m, gị bụ ikenga m. Iji adịlị m ndụ nọ isi nka. Ị mara pụkwara m ụmụazị a ka nzọ ọsọ m. Mụ na gị ya azụgide ụmụ nka. Zụta ya nka. Ị na-eri aka nwa, na-eri aka nwa. Ọ bụrụ you don't yell while cooking. Cooking is a witchcraft process where you cast spell. That is why you can do everything in the preparation of the meal, but you cannot put anything inside the pot for our mothers those days. You can help them cut ugu, but you cannot help them put the ugu inside. You can help them do the azu, mechesi azu. Mana imanyelu faka tunye the azu ni meat. As they put it inside the pot, they make a spell. Dim odogun no kodi. Ikenga dike na eri ebunu. Utu dike bu ka onye onya. Ajo nketa ụmụ agbọghọ na-etolo tanjele. Eji m nke egolo obi gị. You speak because ọgwụ ka ị na-agwọ. Ọgwụ ka ị na-agwọ. You are making a charm that binds your family. Nni bụ ọgwụ. If there is anything, because remember what you had in your Bible. It is not that which comes out of the man that defies the man, but what? That which goes into the man. So how do you make that which goes inside him to be the essence of you and you alone? Mubu go dear. Watch my hand now. I am cooking. Mubu go dear. Na wogi budim tata. Give me kengam. And me kubi oku tata na ega afom nanya. Omoge ya afugi nanya. Nga afugi nanya no bim niile. Man kwakwan ko wogi. Mme enyele gị aka n'ebe ọbụla ọ bụ. Mme enyele gị aka. Mme enyele gị aka. Mme erubelu gị isi. Mme ejikwa aka m. Mee ka ife niile dị n'ezinụlọ anyị pụta ife. Ihe adịlị m ndụ. Ị na-efeche nye azụ. You cast spell because the unction that comes from the mouth manifests our reality. Why do we chant? Why do we do Igofo? Why do we declare? We command that which is not into manifestation, into manifestation. We say it. When you are cooking and you are nagging, you've lost the essence of the charm. When you are cooking That is the time for you to cast your spell. So you prepare that which goes inside the man, so that what comes out of him So how do you prepare the meal your husband eats? Try it this weekend. I'm giving you a 3 days challenge. Is there a request that you know your husband can afford, that you want him to do for you this week? Do this thing tomorrow. If your gas cooker is standing on 4 legs, make sure that that holder that carries your pot comes with a tripod. Make sure that that one carrying your pot comes with a tripod. Then, as you are putting the meal, your daughters can help you to cut the pepper, cut the leaves. They should not put their hand inside the pot. Do it yourself. Sometimes nne m ochie ya bụ osigide nni ofe n'isie o nwere ife ya bụ okwugide ọtamu mee ya etu a tinye n'ime ite ọgwụ ka a na-agwọ. Ọ na-ekwu ka ife niile ọ chọrọ pụtali ya ive na ezinụlọ ya, na nne ehi na-esi ka ihe ejikwa ife ya eme ụmụ gị, na nne ya ka ihe esikwa ife ya eme ụmụ gị. Ị na-esi nne ị na-ekwu nwa m lie nne ya ọ ya adịrị ya mma, ndị nke nwaanyị rie nne ya ọ ga-adịrị ya mma. Fapụba mmadụ nyegodofa nke bụ nni n'ezi, nyefa nne etiri ọgwụ na nke nyelefa ya alụfa ọlụ gbalụ ọgwụ ka a na-agwọ. So it is your job to replicate Casey cut. So how do we do this? Wisdom. So wisdom is profitable to direct. We must try our best to do that which is necessary. Okay? We must try our best to do that which is necessary. Okay? Next question. So far. So far. See, if let's try something simple. If your husband is having health challenges, try this consecutively for 1 month. If it doesn't work, come to comment section and call me a liar. I will delete my page. Prepare meal for your husband yourself consecutively for 1 month. Okay? Prepare meal for your husband consecutively for 1 month. Be the one to put the spell on it. Mgbe ị na-esi nri a na-agodoli ya ndụ. And in 1 month, you will see an improvement in his health. If not total cure, if not total healing. Okay. Bishop, it has one. Okay, I think it's as simple as that. Verify and thank me later. Obunu mwaye malo secret. Oyaba yi na-ekwu okwu a ka ị adị gwa di gị na ntọrịka ị chọọ ka o gotere gị ndị kịta amazụkwa na bụ ntọrịka. It must be prepared with natural remedy. Ọbọkwa ije were magi spicy ị na-esiri di gị fried rice ị na-akast spell. Prepare. Do you know my grandmother speaks to the leaf before Balia? My grandmother na agwa afifi okwu before Balia. That is why when the spell worked best, when they understood the permutation of nature. Ugu iji esi nni igoluli n'afia ugu 100 naira. If you are the one that plucked that ugu, you spoke to the ugu before Ipalia. The ugu will work wonders. For those that are Dibia here, tell me if I'm lying. Dibia's in the building. If you go to pluck Ifi Diagwalo Madogu yourself, Igu yoku we alo di Ifia. See na ngiba Ifia na ibiara Ipalia. No mal no nedanya. If for example yedika ijite ibiara Ipala Ifi ijite. Isi ijite na eza na ekene munu. Iwapụrụ fọji si ana ife nji be ekolo gita ata ana m akolo gị bụ na ọ nwere nwa amadi a na-akpọ ịkpọ afọ onye a ana m achọ ịnụ ya ọgwụ megide amụsụ na-atị ya na onye ka nji bịa taa wee kụrụ gị ife nji bịa taa bụ nke bụ ijite na eze anụ nyere m aka kunu mee ka ife niile siri ike na ndụ ya dị mfe. Say this ịkụrụ dị afịa ewa but isi mmadụ je kpatara gị afịa ma ọ bụ iso na ndị dibịa na-egoro afịa n'afịa, you don't know the word spoken to that live mgbe akpalili ya. Onwe ike onye isi je ya kpata ya jiri iwe wee kpata dị afịa ịgwọcha ọgwụ ama nle. Wisdom is profitable. Mazi, what do you have to say about polygamous family? The true boys of today are always eager for me to discuss the issues of polygamy, thinking that polygamy is a product of sexual escapade. If you are striving for polygamy because of sexual marathon, you are a fool. I repeat, if we are struggling to engage in polygamy, if we are vying for polygamy for sexual escapade, it means you do not really understand the essence of polygamy. Polygamy, the truth is this: I am a man who observes nature. Polygamy is, in this 21st century, is not meant for everybody. Because sometimes if I raise the topic on polygamy, you see people shouting, Mazi, I'm going to marry second wife. One day, otale if ya bro maka ụmụaka on nindoga. Ilu jubere afọ ị na-etigbu polygamy. Sorry to say this, ala gbagbuo ihe elijigodo afọ wee kwuba okwu polygamy. But let me give you a new understanding on polygamy. To me, why am I polygamous? I understood polygamy from a different concept. What is that? Partneering for profiteering. But before you engage in polygamy, ask yourself, are you really in need of polygamy? Just because Nibu Amona Bayali does not make you eligible for polygamy. Remember, the first issues of Ikenga is providence. You must provide for your spouse. Obrokwa 3 square meal adrosho n'isi. Inye jubere nwunye nke izi afọ, ị na-eme tụga ama amụ nwaanyị na-abụ. Ịgha anụ nweta ebe a ekuke. Obu amụ eji ego. In the ancient time, when human resource was the tool that drive the economy, we needed polygamy to boost our manpower. But now, when we have machineries, is everybody really in need of polygamy? The answer becomes no. Why? Because it is obvious that some of us cannot even afford 3 square meal, to be honest. Secondly, Owasaganya, gone are the days where feeding is the only thing required of a man. One thing is to feed your family. Another thing is to nurture your family. Feeding and nurturing is not the same thing. I repeat, feeding your family is different from nurturing your family. Ọ bụ na iji chọọ ịnụ nwaanyị na-abụ bụ ka ị wee na-echenji ofe ọgbọnọ na ofe egusi, ala ka ị na-apụ. Mana ọ bụ na ife iji chọọ ịnụ nwaanyị na-abụ is this: to inculcate the principle of partnering for profiteering, then you may have a point. There is a reason. For example, as a Dibia, let's say that this thing I'm shouting that I have a vision to build a research center. There is an easy way out. Ndebenwe fanyoba. Anum ne fanyoba no motangwa wabo. Nedenwe anwai. Ndegidenwe fanyoba deti enchiri ata. Ifanyoba no na ntolonwe anwa nyime. Osikera no ofia di fa asia no mazi. Osimazi bo de ebe. Asia no nando osisi kpuri atụọ ya nga. Achịrị m tụọ m nga. Nnozi ya na nga. Ndị mmadụ na-asị ya mana onye atụrụ nwa gị ime o. Bụrụkwa ya nke adị human being na mmadụ dịkwa n'ime o. Gegodi ya ntị na o nwee ife ya afụ n'ime this guy. Ife anyị bịa gee m ntị fụ na m nwee ka nsi kwụrụ. Osisi were ofu factory nye m ka m na-ama na-eji. Nsị ya na ife nchọ research center. Delu m check 1 billion. Alụba research center abụla ọgọ, nsị na nga bụla ọgọ. Onwe n'ife anyị gọta n'ọgọ. Na ọ bụrụ ị na-eti na ihe anụ nwaanyị na-abụ, ije nụta liability ka ekwu onwe gị isi, ụtụtụ ehihie n'abalị, ị na-ayọ m sendielu gị oje ntụtụ uke, ị na-apụda ala. In the time past, the need for polygamy was to either enlarge our coast, build synergy, peace. Maybe there are 2 communities fighting war. In general, war na. Marriage was used to create more bond amongst rival entities. Okay? Now, in this new era, we need to break this social construct. When you need polygamy, there must be a defining need for polygamy. If you want polygamy, then it is not necessary. But if you need it, you need to redefine the need for polygamy. There is a disparity between your want and your need. Your wants are those things that when you plot your scale of preference, you might see that opportunity cost might not really cater for that. That are your wants. Those are your wants. But your needs are those intrinsic things that you really need to acquire to do for life to continue. If masquerade is following you and the dog is catching you in the dream, he's telling you to go and do agua. It's not a bad dream. So what is the need for polygamy? Are you really in need of polygamy, or do you want polygamy? That is the question now. Are you in need of polygamy, or do you just want polygamy? Many people want polygamy for the need for sexual escapades, not for the essence of need, just for sex marathon. Now, the another question becomes, I will throw this question to the ladies because now your turn to answer me, ladies. There are some women, somebody said in the comment section, right from childhood, I've always wished to have a co-wife. But do you know that this thing you can verify from other Dibias? There are some ladies whose destiny is not to be the first wife. I repeat. There are some ladies whose chi did not bring them to be the first wife. No this and no peace. You may hate me today, but you will love me tomorrow when reality will dawn on you. If you are not married as second wife, Bishop, I'm coming. If you are not married as second wife to a man who has a first wife, you will notice that the only people that will be coming for your hand in marriage are people whose first wife have passed away. Because your chi, your destiny made you to be a comforter. So imagine that you are destined to be a second wife and you are praying, I will never be a second wife. It's not my portion. You are rebooking your EU. Some of us have used our mouth due to what we saw in our first life. Maybe our husband who married us in the first life treated you as the first wife poorly and gave preference to the second wife. In your first life, you now came to that second life. They are now coming for you as second wife. You said no. Also, there are some ladies that are naturally born happy. They cannot coexist with another woman. In the ancient time, there are things done to calm down that temperament because they are so proactive. They have this domineering energy. But the truth is this. Ọ bụ na mụ na-anụ gị, o nwere ife anyị ejekwa ndị aka akwụ n'isi gị, akeche gị echetụ ya na osimiri ibe ndị edan, a na-alụ ya alụ. But the truth remains, I said it yesterday, that the female gender are the only gender that does not want their other gender to excel above them. With due respect. You know, I love the ladies, but sometimes we have to say the comfortable truth. There are ladies in this life that are trying so much. So this thing I'm saying, I'm not generalizing, but I'm telling you that greater percentage of women does not want to coexist with their fellow women, either as co-wife or co-workers. In fact, as a woman, woe betide you that you go to look for employment and the interviewer becomes your fellow woman. You can never get that job. I put it to you. If your fellow woman is the HR, consider yourself fired. Guys, you can never pass that interview. Do you know why? She will look at you. You are either prettier, you have Chelsea or Baka more than her. She now begin to see you that if you ever make it to this working space, you will outshine her. She will do everything humanly possible to tell the higher hierarchy that you did not qualify for the job. Okay? Now, that being said, Look at the music industry. Let me use the music industry, for example. You will see Don Jazzy bringing male artists. In 3 months, they have become celebrities. You will see Olamide bringing male artists. In few months, they become celebrities. Show me one female artist that have signed a female artist and she became a celebrity. Show me one. Who has Tiwa Savage signed? Who has Yemi Alade signed? Who has Ugochi signed? Who has Simisola signed as a woman and pushed them to limelight? Who has Dibia? Dibia is still under some. So I'm sorry to the artist. I'm not belittling you. I'm just making reference to that. So, which means, yet you will be saying women power, women power. The only time women come together is when they come to plan the destruction of my gender. That is when your gender comes together in one voice. That is the only time your gender becomes unified. Pull him down. That is when my gender, we know that you people, you are claiming feminism, but there is no empire built by women. Why is women, Sister Jesus, I disagree. Why is women not hiring their fellow women always as PA? You will see a female hiring a male as PA. After I made that post, I saw Yemi Alade collaborating with Ugochi. I said, thank God, though. People I say my message don't they enter their ear. You saw the latest collaboration, Ugochi and Yemi Alade. I say, women collaborating each other, which means the greatest lie in the 21st century is feminism. The greatest lie in the 21st century is feminism. So let us see and hope that Ugochi and the Yemi Alade will give us something to look out for. Okay? So, if not, before you come and say women are supporting women, show me one enterprise owned by a woman that promoted another woman to excel more than her. But a man will pick a fellow man, na boy, apprenticeship, and make that woman to excel. That same man, a man will put a fellow man to limelight, give him update, and he becomes. Obi Kubana touched Kubana chief priest. Both of them become billionaire, yet he no care. He did not feel threatened by Kubana chief priest. The Igbo men will pick a small boy, Balia boy for 7 years, make him a millionaire. In subsequent time, make update or blue billionaire. So mwake ye menwea. Kwalo no my gender aka. That is why something happened in 2020. Onwele lady got a law for notadi. Onotadi webia si mazi, hey, na mazi, na agwanaka. Ihe gwolum di egwu. Aya ka njikpota my friend ka igwokwari ya ihe gwolum. Ọ na-achọkwa di. Nse na Chineke azago your friend ekpele osim ka ihe min. Osim min no enwete di. Se no bro no enwete di na di ya nolugo already. Osim ka ihe min. Nsi a di gi nobazi anu unu na abu. Ki igbo ori afufu ikpe ekpele. Obro na that woman na asopulu m udi yo ya agbom that day. Which means nunu wabo amosu na ato onwu no nwanyi. Since I started talking this, more than 300 women have left the group. Munu na ada atoziketa. You see? But that is painful reality. We know this truth, yet we don't want to admit. ịgbọtalụ m enyi gị nwaanyị ka nyọtarị ya di mana m ayọtagolu gị di gị nọbazie n'unu na-abụ unu ata m afọ ikpekwa ekpele ka m na-ekpezili unu ekpele ọzọ ebe Chineke zachago unu ekpele. So I think I've done justice to my question and answer segment. Let me switch my mood and attend to the dream interpretation. At least 10 dreams. Then we can call it a day to continue tomorrow. Okay? I answered TikTok questions. Mazi, Bishop, you go to my jogi from TikTok. Let me answer it. I promise to answer your question, Bishop. Biko, comment where you are watching us from to encourage us. Okay? Let's know where the tentacles of our message are going. For those watching on TikTok, are you satisfied so far? Those on Facebook, are you satisfied? Those on YouTube, are you satisfied? Those on Instagram, are you satisfied? Comment your location where you are watching us from. Are you watching from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia? Are you watching from Jakarta, Indonesia? Watching from Lagos, Nigeria, Abuja, Nigeria? From Oklahoma, Minnesota, Cincinnati? Are you watching from Nagasaki, Japan, Hiroshima? Biko, are you enjoying this live stream? Please, there is something I do to teach the new generation that you are called to be a Dibia does not make you to be holier than thou. That is why I always try to show you people that outside the fact that I'm a Dibia, I am still a young man. So sometimes I show you the Zadi vibe and I show you the Mazef vibe. Ki alebia ina daddy that bomb Mazi Dibia. Onwe ki esi mekalia daddy na kuma achere ngeta. So be careful. You are searching for a scattered paper in a room filled with so much fire. If I'm an attorney, Dr. Shelter, where are you watching us from? Agummili is meteorology, those that can make weather to change. Chimma lost their brand on Atogamo. I made a teaching the day I was teaching you about Ikenga. I told you that there is a disparity between the consciousness of a man and the nature of a man. Same with a woman. Okay? If you follow me as a Dibia, do not be careless because the consciousness in me makes me a Dibia. But the nature in me makes me a man. That is why in soon, daddy, you make it daddy, you kill the consciousness in me and trigger the nature in me. So I say this, and I say this without apology. I say it on camera. People will tell me, Mazi, you are somebody that I say this for you to understand. Daddy. So know that Ibiala Bem Mboshobo Ibiala Obana Yichiaro Ebia, Makandia Neje Limben Kubia, actually get Tariko, Imalo in a mem daddy. Daddy chicken haka. Nde talk and this. So MC Bishop, Kedajoje Jolum, when you see a late father in the dream and he's watching you, Nam Bishop, please, if you've not decorated his grave, please go and decorate his grave. I made the teaching last year. Decorate his grave, pour libation for him. Pour libations. Decorate his grave. You will not regret it. Okay? If you have a dream and you are seeing yourself swimming in a liquid and say, my brother, agbalogo or my sister, ocho. Okay, please. Agbalogo you need a watch. Find Akoyibo 7 days to weekend. Chomilo bete pia ya mmiri. Chọ ife dịka mmiri onugbu, abụba onugbu, chọba ife dịka abụba onugbu 7. Okay? Chọọ ogbo asịsa na ncha ochie. Tinye ife dịka nchuanwụ, chie na anwụ ka ọ chaa na anwụ from morning till evening. Chọọ azịza eji za ụlọ ochie. Wele ya wee jụchacha onwe gị gbaa dị aizu ọkụ wele mmiri asa arụ ka ụchụ na-eso gị sodebe gị. O ya o nwere ife gbalụ gị ụchụ na-eme gị ife a deje ị na-egwu mmiri nsị ọchụ ka ọ bụ Christians name a newborn baby through baptism. How do we name our newborn baby? We have a ritual called Ịgụ afa. It's a ceremony. Ịgụ nwa afa. We name our child Ịgụ afa. Seeing yourself back in the secondary school, Jero Agụ, is telling you that what you are doing is not what you are supposed to be doing. If you see yourself naked in the dream, or onion sim the naked, call him the naked, or is he full naked or half naked? Adam. If you see yourself in the room filled with pool, Jekulaka na socho. Onye zenwa Jesus, okay, let's take it serious now. Hold on 1 second. I want to do something that will help me so that I can talk on the dream in a few minutes. 1 second, please. Oh, can only facilitate the family. So now banyan jafuzo so go sora agwa biankata upload very number of Dibia so you can mom ya di odogu so itebe na anya di egwu njoto chenwoba onumba so no bia udebe nu la mu igwe mma si gba itebe aja nukwu na ndobia aja nukwu omo otu vionu mo bia mmiri no nwere omalika batete ndaka kwuni na ndebe nna m chechu bia bili na agba fancy se itebe bia monji na emodo mo nya di na mama ọ̀rọ̀ sọ na ọ̀rọ̀ amana bụ́ na mma gị bụ arụ ofu onye arọ obuto dịka ọma ngwa ọgwụ dịka ọma ngwụtọ so nu bịa eke mezi akwa obi nna m ochie nsị agị bịa na ndị olutum chọkwa ya ma bụ eze sị gị bịa ekwe ọnụ ọkpụ na ndụ uche chukwu sị gị bịa na ụlọ chọọ ọkụ mgbe bụla ọwala ọsọ nọta obi okwuo ibe niile dị ọtụlụ odi isi n'ikwu nne mfe nne m na-adị emebi ya so nu bịa nyere m aka n'aba chukwu na aja ọlụleke ekwuru ọbịa alụsị na-atụ ala esi gị bịa mmụọ dị n'isi ọbịa so nse ite arụmanụ ka si ya bịa ụmụ ya dị na-eme odogo ka anya m na-abịa siri ike ka ọ dịrị m mfe so what we do is this. I want to take it very serious now. I interpret 2 dreams from. Am I being partial? Yes, because I want to save strength for tomorrow. 2 dreams from YouTube, 2 dreams from Facebook, 2 dreams from TikTok, and 2 dreams from Instagram. Okay. You dreamt your mom died and she died. Yes. Because you did not follow it up now. You'd have done what we call the Igbo boy. What does it mean that you keep dreaming of a different superstar working with you? Nne, ị ga-ewu ewu mana ị need ịchọta ife bụ abụ gị. Ị ga-ewu ewu mana ị need ịchọta ife bụ abụ gị, agwụ gị ka o wee nyere gị aka ka ị wuo. What pantheon is in charge of agwụ mmiri? Agwụ on its own is in charge of agwụ mmiri. Nagu is in charge of the greater branch, but depending on which village, for example, in my place now, Ogugu does wonders with Mili. in my place. I have an ogugu that if I strike iron on it, rain will begin to fall, depending on the context. So know that which is indigenous to your place. Ndi Peter say, what does it mean to get beaten by a dog in your dream? It means jeru agwo. Nkita tag na lo jeru agwo, obura amusu. The animal, for those on TikTok, I've made a teaching last 2 years about animal. A-N-I-M-A, not A-N-I-M-A-L. A-N-I-M-A. The spirit depiction of the animal that works with you. Animal, Obiora, you remember that teaching? The animal that goes with Agu is Nketa. That is why the Igbo, the ancient pantheon was Anubis Nketa. Anubis Nketa can the Egypt na Anubis. Anubis Nketa. The Agu concerned with the animal concerned with Agu. Anubis Nketa. That is what you see in the Egyptian text, showing you a deity that has the head of a fox. Anubis is from the Igbo one, Anubis Nketa. We have Anubis Nketa. The Egyptians have Anubis. Just like when you see snake, snake is an animal for healing. An animal, as remember what I said, animal, A-N-I-M-A. You can look up the word in dictionary. Snake is an animal for healing. Maka ịlọba agwọ na nlọ pastor asị gị na ịbụ onye otu ọkwa agwụ na-agwọ ọya dị n'ime gị. Igirigi dagburu enyi. To back violent like an angry dog. O nwere ife agwụ dị be gị na ana gị. O nwere ife agwụ dị be gị na ana gị. But ọ bụ na ịbụ onye ọlụ, you will also be advised to stop eating pepper so that your spleen will not be overcharged. Igirigi dagburu enyi. Check eme ya kwụsịnata iri ose, ọ dị ka ị na-eri oke ose. My cousin brother used palm wine to wash my hair in the dream. Doyali isi gị nsọ, beauty beatrice, doyali isi gị nsọ. O nwere aka metụlụ gị aka n'isi that is not supposed. Rededicate your hair. Not everybody should be touching your hair. Mmadụ emetụzina gị aka n'isi. Oh, how do we use osoji? I've made the teaching on osoji. I cannot go back to it. Stop pinning comment. Let Mazi choose his question. Please stop pinning comment. I'm begging you. I saw myself with 3 old men, and after that, they visit me, gave me bitter cola. My darling, go and visit your BKC flying in the dream is a good thing. It means that your Ikenga is active. It means, Anthony Daniel, if you are killing fish in your dream, is with a cob. Is with women no quasi. If I have batagaka, but you need to have Ikenga. Where if you jacka never, if I wear batalagi. I saw myself eating soup with someone in the dream. My darling, if you eating soup, Licia Ike or the ma treat your malaria and typhoid. If masquerade. If you are eating soup, it means that you need to do salaka. Choke if you mel salaka, if oh. My mom said that 2 of her siblings died on a particular date. Like the first one died on 7th, the other one died on another year, but in the 7th too. Check in on if the bunu na dadun no so gute na weto ogoli obala. Jues if na bunu na dadun no so gute na weto ogoli obala. What does it mean to eat earthworms in the dream? Funny enough, it means long life. Did you hear what I said? Eating earthworm is not a sin in the dream. It's not a bad omen. It means long life. If you dream, you don't remember, you need to decalcify your pineal gland. Use toothpaste that does not contain fluoride. Drink water that does not contain fluoride. Decalcify your pineal gland. There is a therapy we have for people like you, but it will start later, not now. On life, you are buying a fuso. Fighting snake in the dream means what? There are construction. There is a healing consciousness in your hand. you left that healing consciousness and you are practicing another thing. If I check your family, you must have come from a lineage of healing Dibias. So you would have studied something in line with healing, but you left it and you are doing construction. Check and see what I'm telling you if I'm lying. Go climb a lion in a dream, please. Repeat your question about the lion. Do you claim the lion? Do you climb the lion? King Classic, your dream means wait. Persevere in your field. You have mad in that your field. But you need to persevere. Nurture yourself. See this time as a time of purification. Refine yourself in the furnace. You will shine soon. Mba Malu Anthony means that your Ikenga is super active. Achoba Gosson and Lloyd Fefe. Ikenga ge kwoku. Calm the lion down in the dream. Neki gold. It actually means that you have an aura. You have a domineering aura. If you are not careful, this domineering aura will make men be afraid of you. Over domineering, that they can control you. So you need to wear a subtle outward look so that men will not see you as a domino. You get my point? Okay. Rosie, how are you? My late father was telling me something in my dream, but I couldn't understand him. Go and pour libation for him. He will manifest. Neki Gold, don't you have a domineering outward? Don't men tell you that you look intimidating? Neki Gold, I'm asking you. Don't men tell you that you look intimidating? So you need to as in wear a look that way, so that they don't see you as madmen in your dream. Treat malaria and typhoid, but it actually means okay, let me attempt to YouTube. Why is it that I have never dreamed since I was born? Something is wrong with your pineal gland. The immunization they gave you calcified your pineal gland. There is something you can do that will help you. Look for mushroom. Be eating mushroom as your basic meal. Mushroom can help you to decalcify a bit. Mushroom. Thank me later. White bird flying over your head in your dream. White bird flying over your head in your dream. Onye white bird na-efefe n'isi nna ihe ebutekwa ike nso nso a. Ọkwa nduru ife a na-akpọ ya n'ọdịnala Igbo, ife a na-akpọ the ọlụ bụ awa agụ. Ọkwa ife na-ebute ife. Ọ nwere ife ị na-achọ ya abịa gị nso. Onye white bird, are you getting my point? There is something you've been waiting for that will come to you soon. It will give you a financial push. Okay, for those saying, Mazi Dibia, I would like to speak with you directly. With due respect, let me make this open apology. In the first social media I have more than 20,000 persons looking for my contact. That is why I don't give out my number. If I give out my number, I may run mad with calls. Okay? So please, I will look for a way. I've said it. If you really want to go look for go take tinye SIM card there for the sogi yana akpom nia. Wetie na bem. Fine. Go look for go take wetie na bem there for the say no sogi yana akpom nia. The number will only be known by you. That is the only way. That is the only way out. Because I can't magubolo na mgbaji go SIM card because of too much traffic. Chidebele Nana. says, Miles, why you don't want to answer my question? Chidebele Nana, I am using 4 different tablets to talk. I am looking at Instagram, looking at Facebook, looking at TikTok, looking at YouTube. One brain processing all these things in milliseconds. Sometimes, na Japan me control me easy. Unu megide ife agbuo m nwụnarị unu ọ dịla unu mma. Masquerade attacked you in a dream alone. Nnam, masquerade attack you in the, please. Gbachalụ mbọ aka gị na mbọ ọkpa gị. I'm saying this. Gbachalụ mbọ aka gị na mbọ ọkpa gị. Kpụchala iru isi gị na azụ isi gị. Tinye ya n'ọkụ. Wele efele. Wele ọkụ akpụrụ akpụ. Tinye akwa iteghete na ọjị. Tinye nzu. Bupụ ya na ebe a na-enyi ozu. Si mmụọ ndị nwụrụ anwụ sodebe gị. Oh. Where he took his body to mortuary. Mbalu ugolo. Si lụọlụ your brother restitution or else achọ ya achọ. Si mee ya nso nso a. Si wele ebunu gbanwere ya onwe isi. Si wele ebunu kpochie eli onunu. Jụọ onye ọbụla bụ dibịa nọ nso. Si ya na nsị ya si wele ebunu gbanwere ya isi ya nso nso a. Okay, mana si tinye ife a na-akpọ mkpụrụ iyi agụ iji gụọ arọ. Si were mkpụrụ iyi agụ iji gụọ arọ bụ bọọlụ ya iyi wee gbalị ya isi. Onwezie ka fa si alụ ya, but the main thing is si gbanwere ya onwe isi ka a ghara echi ya achọ. Okay, si mee ya nso nso a ka a ghara echi ya achọ. Hey, Chineke, the way the thing na nne na ya na Facebook, nne na ya na TikTok, nne na ya na nke isi batrị m na-achọzi ịkwụpụ. You dreamt where they are bathing you with blood. You are about to enter into a new covenant. Onwelu nsọ unu nwere na bụ unu ị na-ada edokwa. Ihe oke afam, the one they are bathing with blood. Onwelu nsọ unu na-enwe na bụ unu na-ada edokwa. I have a PA. I even have 2 PAs. That is the funniest thing. Currently, I have 2 PAs that are under my payroll. So if you're asking me to get another PA, it means Perry Nelson, I see you. Perry Nelson, no for two. Asking me to get a 3rd PA. I pay them. So you're asking me to get another one. Will you be paying them? Okay, Rich, you are lucky. Please, let us do this way. I have a suggestion, a better suggestion. Why don't we leave this dream tomorrow morning? Let it be our morning session. I will get a phone that you will call in. You will call in to share your dreams. Because this thing, they are writing the dreams in 4 platforms. So what I'm saying is tomorrow morning, I'll call a phone line. You will call on the phone. You will talk about your dreams. We treat your dreams because I don't like treating dreams like this. I like treating dreams. One dream, I take like 10 minutes, 15 to nurture it, give you solutions. These things I'm talking like a madman doesn't really make sense. So this is my humble suggestion. Please, please, tomorrow I will give out a phone line where you can call in to give your dreams. So Mazi Dibia Foundation is about setting up a digital studio where we will be airing 24 hours channel on Ordinary Igbo. We will be teaching so many things alongside entertainment on the channel. The channel is to situate at Oka in Anambra State. We've gotten the space. The studio is taking us about 30 million naira to set up, which I am not asking you for 1 naira on that regard, because it's going to be something that we command the respect. We are only asking that you go because it will have a 24 hours power supply. Solar system. The studio is running a cost of 30 million at least. I know it's more than that. If I na use bo support one eye, there is something that is not inclusive in that 30 million, and that is a digital camera. A digital camera that can shoot up to 4K. A digital camera that can shoot up to 4K. Now, please, if, like I said, I will be the last person to be telling you online, please give more. We will make a post. We drop after the live stream. We will drop our what is it called? Our account details. If it pleases you to support us with digital camera, the digital camera we want to buy is about 5 million naira, because all you have a video, you have a broadcast like an internet television. To support our digital camera. That is the only thing we have not procured for. You will send us money as you please. I'm going to camera. Send the live camera. Now you need the ego. Camera is even better. If you have a camera that will be recording up to 4K, something like Sony or Canon, send us the camera up to 4K resolution. Okay, send us the camera. Save us the stress. Then, if you want to support with your widow's mite, send us support. Mazi Dibia Foundation, Money Point account, 9018344903. If there is any way you can support us with digital equipment, the one you think we don't have, please buy those gadgets and send to us. The gadget is even more important than money. Because I know I can never be hungry. Okay, so but I'm saying for the interest of the generation to come, the podcast studio is what we are talking about. The podcast studio is incorporating a digital TV network. So if you want to support us, KC Court, if you still have our account details, you can paste it and pin it. Let them support us. We are going to a studio that will challenge everything they've told us. This is no longer the time that we will beg you for podcasts. We ask you to come. It's an open challenge. Come to our studio. You a pastor, a bishop, a priest, a Kohen Gadol, come to our studio. Actually get so that we can decolonize the mindset. It is going to be the best podcast you've ever heard of in the entirety of Nigeria and Africa. We've already created a page for that podcast studio. For those on Facebook, visit that podcast studio and follow it up on Fact Spot Podcast. The name of the podcast page is Fact Spot Podcast. Then by tomorrow morning, we are going to show you a WhatsApp link. Listen, a WhatsApp link that we depict those who want to join us. For those on Facebook, the account number is pasted on your screen. Those who want to join us, those on TikTok, you can see the account number on your screen. For those on YouTube, you can see the account number on the screen also. So if there is a way you want to support us, you support. I had that 1 million, guy will 1 million. Ego ni nyela I ji alu olu nyela ya for. Okay? Then, if there is any means you can assist the message, you assist, be it buying of phones, buy us multiple phones. Follow our page on all social media platforms and wait, because the podcast will be breathtaking. In this podcast, we will be featuring bishops, priests, high priests, reverend fathers, Dibias, kings, so many queens, Lolo, Igwe, Eze, Akaji Ofana, Akaji Ako. We will give them woto woto. It's not going to be a childish podcast. It's going to be an intellectual podcast. It's going to change the narrative of what they made our Dinana look like. So if there is anything you can do on that regard, may the ancestors reward you. So on that note, I think we've done justice to today's teachings. We've posted our account details for those who want to support. I don't have to say much. Somebody say, please, I check your DM. My brother, if I tell you how many DM, I will tell my PAs to look at your DM, okay? The PAs will do justice. Please, PA managing Instagram, look at the DM from King Classic and do justice to it. PA managing YouTube, look at the DMs there. Do justice to them. If you want to send us a direct message, send us message at mazidibia@gmail.com or info@mazidibia.org. Okay? Is there anything that we've not touched today? Is there any vital information we've not touched today? Only if I name it to Barakata. I think I've done so well today. We've stayed here for 2 hours, 36 minutes or more. I know you've learned. You have learned a thing or two today. If you imply it in your day-to-day life, it will become a blessing. May the seed we plant today yield increase in our respective families. He said, do we have Ezenwany in the old days? That will be the last word I will say. The Ezenwany is the queen mother in the water. You as the servant is an Owumili person or Olumili person, not the Ezenwany. The Ezenwany is the spirit living in the coast, not you as the person serving it. So you as the servant is an Owumili or Olumili. You are not the Ezenwany. Respectfully to my fellow Ezenwany in the building. Okay, I did not mean this to disrespect you. I'm only teaching better so that the knowledge will be propagated for the next generation. So these videos we are making, we are leaving it as a legacy for the next generation to come. And I hope that we learn from it and it will help us to do our best. Please, I think this is where we draw the curtain today. When you rewatch the video, you learn better. Any other thing? Have you learned anything today? Have you learned anything today? Have you learned any new thing today? Did you learn anything today? If you've learned, comment a kind word of declaration. Gogodulonye kuzila ifetata ofondo. Malakwa na ndị ilo na-achụ m ka egbuo. Ife ọbụla ị na-eme na-elotakwa na-eti m na ofondo. Lotakwa na ife melụ m mele Igbo. Echefukwana na ọnwụ na-achụ ka egbuo m rili nne. I have this recorded on YouTube and also on Facebook. If you miss the teaching, go to YouTube and Facebook. It is recorded there. It's also recorded on Instagram. The only place it is not recorded is on TikTok, because TikTok does not display live streams. If you've ever learned anything from my teachings, endeavor to put my name in your daily declaration and know ye that Nandi Nachum ke belumi isi erika. Manive yebum busochim. Ka ikenga mbi ke chedom Ife niile m na-emela ọsọ ọbara na ote otule ka ha chedo m. Ezumezu ọra agụ na ọra alụsị mụ na ya dị na mma. Mmụọ niile mụ na ya dị ebe ngwongwo niile m ji bụrụ ọkarịsịa nji niile mụ na ya dị ọtụlụ odi kundi ile ya lekwekwa ka ifele mee m. Ana m akpọkwachi ụwa m devie n'ụlọ nwa igwe mma si ya nọdolu m mbọsị njọ ka ụkwụ yara ịpụ m ama. Kpọọ oke alụsị njide ebube bụ aka ji ọfọ arụ ofu onye nke eji bụrụ ọtụlụ odi gị bụ arụ ofu onye obute ọ dịka ọma ngwa agwụ ọgwụ dịka ọma mbute ọzọ si gị biko ka ime ka ive anyị bụ n'obi na-abụrọ njọ pụtala anyị ive in due time ka anyị nwee our indigenous research center ka anyị Igbo wee nwere onwebe ele anyị kwuru ka ọ ji adị n'ava Chukwu na aja ise 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 ise. This is where I draw the curtain for today. Have a beautiful sleep. Kachifo. Don't tell me good night. Remember my teaching on Kachifo. It is better you tell me Kachifo than good night. May my chi be sustained for me by daylight. May your chi also be sustained for you by daylight. Kachigifo Lugi. See you tomorrow. Kachifo.